I'm from Brazil, and I'm gonna read the question from the forum because it's quite long. So for the last few years, CS50 has gone through some important changes. It has transitioned from using PHP as it has transitioned from using PHP to using Python as the backend language. Some videos from the shorts don't feature anymore in the list of recommended videos to watch. The web development focused content has been moved from the regular course syllabus to being an individual track featuring with games, Android, and iOS tracks. And new courses like web development with Python and JavaScript have been created and released for free on edX. So many changes have happened in the last few years. So my question is, what are the changes and new stuff do you visualize happening in the next 5 or 10 years? And what kind of path do you see CS50 taking in the near future?
That's a really good question. And frankly, I would love to know the answer to your question, but a couple of thoughts do come to mind. I do think you've highlighted a number of the evolutionary changes that we've made over the past few years, from languages to structures of the class. For context, any of the changes we've made year after year are usually in response to changing trends, either in industry or in education, or just because it's becoming easier to introduce students to more powerful techniques thanks to new and popular languages and frameworks and the like. So for instance, the PHP to Python change was a very conscious decision. We thought about it probably for 2 or 3 years. And at some point we felt there was an inflection point where Python was just becoming so popular, and it was useful not only for web programming, but for command line programs, but for data science applications and the like, that it was just a very well-rounded language and therefore might serve students better during and also after CS50. And so finally that tipped us over the edge. I think moving forward in the future, honestly, if we knew what we might do differently in 5 or 10 years, we would probably just do it right now if we could. But I do hope that we will be able to do all the more real world examples, real world integrations with students that use, for instance, web-based APIs, third-party data services and the like, because one of the constraints right now, not so much on campus where you have the luxury of very good internet and everyone has access to a computer, but globally, not everyone has great internet access or very fast or very inexpensive internet, let alone an actual computer. And so I think once we're 5 or 10 more years down the road and bandwidth is better and people have better, more powerful phones and laptops and desktops, I think we'll be able to do more with those resources, and students will be able to learn and also produce even more amazing projects by building on the libraries and the frameworks that are then very much in vogue. So if I had to guess, I think there'll be more integration with internet connectivity if possible, because right now we tend to avoid dependencies on the internet. And the only counterexample to this really annually is CS50 Finance, where we actually pull real-time stock data from a third-party site. That's an example of a project that works great for a lot of students, but not for all students if you need that constant connectivity. And so in fact, one of the projects Kareem and the team have also been working on are tools like an offline CS50 IDE, so that if you don't have great internet access, or if you're in a plane or on a train, you can still learn and still create. So we're hoping those things are easier too in the years to come.